Here at Exit to Adventure, we research and we travel to a lot of places that have inspired the horror movies that we all know and love. We've been to the inspiration for The Exorcist. We've been to the house where the events occurred from The Haunting in Connecticut. Well, today's video is a lot like that. Just a short distance away from us, in 1958, events would occur at a house that would inspire the paranormal masterpiece, Poltergeist.
In 1982, a ghostly movie would come out that would terrorize people. Poltergeist. Now, this movie would be popular enough to spawn 2 spin-offs or 2 sequels, along with the 2015 remake. Now, a lot of people think that the movie is cursed due to accidents and deaths that befell the cast and crew. We've already covered Julian Beck, who was the quote-unquote villain of the second Poltergeist movie. With that being said, what were the similarities between the movie and the real-life events? And what did maybe Hollywood exaggerate or make up? We're currently in the Long Island, New York area. The specific town that we're in 1958 was growing, being developed, and the Herman family would buy a brand new house here on Oakwood Lane that had just been built. Now, on February 3rd, 1958, James Herman would come home from work and hear a weird story. His wife tells him that throughout the day, various bottled substances, the tops would get popped off of them, placed upside down on the table or counter, and that a bottle of holy water would get turned over and spilled on the table. So fast forward a few days later, on the 6th and the 7th, around the same time, 3:30 in the afternoon, the family would hear more popping noises coming from around the house. And they would notice again the same occurrences, various bottles, the tops being popped off of them, placed upside down on the table, the exact same as what happened a few days prior. February 9th, around 11 a.m., James Herman is at home on this day, and he witnesses a bottle move about 18 inches while in the bathroom talking to his son. A second bottle then gets smashed against the wall. They called in the cops. Cops investigated, could not determine where any of this was coming from, why it was happening, who was doing it, or anything. So fast forward about a week later, on February 17th, the occurrences are still happening. Police don't know what's going on. The family's kind of weirded out. So they call in a priest to bless the house, but not exorcise it. Now, once all of this went public, that seemed to make the activity ramp up a little more than what it was previously. A few days later, February 21st, James decides to move his family out of the house temporarily. When they return on the 23rd, things have now escalated. heavier, larger items are being moved and manipulated. Things are starting to grow more violent than what they were just a few weeks earlier when all of this started. Now, Dr. Ryan of Duke University was brought in, and he determined that the hormonal levels of teenagers in the house somehow brought on a poltergeist. Now, James and his wife Lucille, they had 2 kids, a 13-year-old daughter named Lucy and a 12-year-old son also named James. I don't really know how hormonal levels of a preteen and a early teenager would bring forth a poltergeist. But then again, I don't have a doctorate degree and work at Duke University, so maybe the man knows more than me. I don't know. On February 25th, another doctor, Dr. Pratt, joined the investigation. Now, he noted that the activity seemed to take place around the son, young James. He also noted that nothing really of importance ever happened, so he decided, just forget it. I'm leaving. I'm done with the investigation. He goes on about his business. Things stay steady for about the next couple of weeks until March 10th, 1958, when after nearly 70 different occurrences and instances, everything just stopped. Everything that was witnessed by the Hermans and by law enforcement just abruptly came to the end. And that was kind of the end of it. Like, I've tormented you for about a month and now I'm done. So the house sits here on Redwood Path. We're gonna ease around and try to get a shot of the house. So let's talk about the similarities and differences of the movie. So similarities, it does happen to a suburban family of 4. After they move into a house, things do move, get manipulated, strange occurrences, parapsychologists get brought in, stuff like that. And that's pretty much where the similarities between the two end. Now, the rest of the stuff is more Hollywood, stretching the truth, blowing it up. You know, they got to make it scary. They got to make money off of it. So everything else, the skeletons that were found, the Native American burial grounds, the poltergeist coming out of the TV, stuff like that, is all fiction. It's all made up. None of that happened. So you got to kind of take films like that with a grain of salt. But that still doesn't change the fact that people still believe the movies and the franchises are cursed. Like I said before, with Julian Beck, who we've already covered him in another video, having stomach cancer, dying, and then just from the first movie alone, all of the weird stuff with people getting hurt, the cast and the crew getting hurt, cast and crew members dying unexpectedly. So, is it cursed? Is it not? Who knows? Maybe it's just superstitious stuff, people trying to find things, or maybe it is real. I don't know. You be the judge. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. You think the movie and the franchise is cursed, or just conspiracy theorists looking for things to talk about? Well, that does it for the Poltergeist. Short little video. Really, this one, as popular as the movie was, there wasn't really a lot of stuff to research. There wasn't a lot to really go on other than what I told you in this video. Unlike most of the things that we do that requires us to just research hours and hours, this one, not really a lot. It's just funny how something with not a lot of info and and everything to research with became such a cult classic, so popular, of a movie. So, but let us know if you've seen the movie. Which one is your favorite? The original, the two sequels, the remake, 2015? Let us know. Catch you guys down the road at the next exit.
Keep it spooky.
Later.